Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. Since this video is about the higher self and also your highest self, I'm gonna talk about two services real quick. Number one, Galactic Akashic readings and also Akashic Soul readings. Why? Because you have different higher selves that come from different past lives, which I can help you connect with. On top of that, I could also help you to understand like why you even chose to come to Earth, which would also help you understand like your Earth higher self. But I'm gonna talk about these concepts inside this video. Like we're gonna talk about what your higher self is, different kinds of higher selves and where they come from, how your higher self is even made, understanding your highest self. You know what I'm saying? Also the importance of your higher self and highest self, and also how to get in tune with different higher selves and your highest self. Inside my readings, though, for the different higher selves that you have for your past lives, I actually teach how to connect with every single one. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta book that if you don't want to. I have a Patreon down below. It gets saucy over there. If you guys watch different PowerPoints on the Patreon, you guys are good. You'll understand more about your different higher selves and how that even works. But I'll talk more about that later inside this video. I have a Discord down below. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole community over there and stuff like that. Fire Discord down below. Social media is down below. Let's get into this video, man. Drop a like, because if you want support inside your life, you could build up that good karma by supporting this video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. You know what I'm saying? And let's get to this video. Like I said, we're gonna mention what your higher self actually is, different kinds of higher selves, where they come from, understanding your highest self, the true importance of your higher self and highest self, and how to get into with that shit. You see what I'm saying? First things first, what is your higher self? So your higher self, right, is pretty much a version of you with a higher level of consciousness, which is able to guide you inside this life and can eventually be embodied with the side of this vessel. So, usually, your higher self has a 5D awareness. And I say usually because when it comes to different kinds of higher selves, here's where shit might get a little bit varied, right? So, what are the different kinds of higher selves? Where do they come from? So your main higher self for this lifetime, right, is on a 5D level. I call it your Earth higher self, and your Earth higher self contains all the information which is needed for this lifetime, right? So it contains all the information from like certain past lives, which goes into who you are now. It contains your timeline for this life, and it pretty much contains your whole entire purpose and your mission. And it contains all the information in order to guide you inside this life, right? It actually exists on a 5D level. Now your Earth higher self, right, is actually made by your 7D eternal spirit. Your 7D eternal spirit, right, exists inside of multiple different timelines, multiple realities and stuff like that. It exists beyond time. It exists inside past, present, and future lifetimes right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, in order to manifest itself inside of one specific timeline, it has to split off a tiny part of itself, right? And then craft a timeline for that part of itself inside the 6D. So the 7D has the eternal spirit, then it splits down into the 6D as the architectural spirit in order to pretty much craft a certain timeline for itself inside of this reality. Now, when it crafts that timeline, it also chooses certain information which is important for this lifetime. So, like, here's what I mean. You have different past lives, right? It actually decides which past lives will influence this life the most. Like, for example, I have past lives as a beetle being, right? But my beetle forms are not the biggest influence inside this lifetime. My bigger influences are like my Lyra form, my Anunnaki form, my Draco forms, my Arcturian forms. These have more of an influence inside of my life, so these are more crafted into my Earth higher self. However, I can still access different past lives because the more into you get with your Earth higher self and your soul, you can actually expand to your whole entire eternal spirit and then channel different aspects of your eternal spirit. You can access different past lives, present lives, and future lives, which you could channel information for and then use inside of this life. Even if at first you were not always meant to access those parts of yourself. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna mention that a little bit more, right? But I want to say this real quick. I made it on Patreon, right? I made this pin. This is a pinned post on my Patreon, right? Where it says recommended videos to understand the structure of reality. This video right here, these are all PowerPoints. This was a document. This was a document. These are all PowerPoints, right? This video right here, this PowerPoint right here, I literally explained the 12 planes and how you exist on all these planes at once. So I break down the 7D eternal spirit. I break down the 6D architectural spirit. I break down the 5D soul. You know what I'm saying? Inside this video about understanding consciousness evolution, I literally break down what it's like to ascend in consciousness and access these different parts of yourself. You see what I'm saying? So if you're on Patreon, watch these videos to understand this one even more. If you're not on Patreon, go join that. It's saucy as fuck, and I literally teach you guys about the different parts of yourself, what planes they exist on, and also how you evolve through consciousness and actually access the different parts of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And what it's like to live from these parts of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I still got sauce for this video too, so it's okay if you can't get the Patreon and stuff like that. But if you can't get the Patreon, I really do recommend that shit. Fuck just needing the fucking money, nigga. That shit only $10, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit costs like a fucking, that shit costs less than a fucking haircut. So best believe I'm not trying to fucking get you to just pay money and that's it. This is actual fucking value if you could fucking afford that shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, right? The other higher selves, right? You have past life higher selves, right? So pretty much you have the earth higher self, which is you. It's the higher version of this character for this lifetime, right? But then you have your past life higher selves, which are pretty much different versions of you from past lives who are a bit more advanced and could guide you inside this life. Now, here's why I said that your higher selves may not always be 5D, because you could have certain lifetimes where you only have like a 4D awareness and stuff like that, but it could still come to guide you right now. But it's like you'll get to a certain point where inside this life, you literally ascend beyond certain past life versions of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I have different forms that only hit 4D, but I'm way beyond those forms. I don't talk to those forms. You know what I'm saying? But and really peep this too. Oftentimes, some of those forms will likely be weaved into your 5D Earth higher self anyway. So, for example, one of my past lives as like a reptilian, right? Only hit like a 4D level. But that part of myself, right, the information from that lifetime is actually weaved into my earth higher self in order for me to learn certain stuff. And I want to say this too. The different past lives and the different information from past lives, which gets weaved into your earth higher self, these will likely pop up inside of your life through your experiences of life. Like, for example, with the Beatles shit, right? I don't really have experiences inside of this life right here which relate heavily to my Beatles stuff. But I do have several experiences on Earth that relate to my Lyran past lives, my Draco past lives, Inonaki past lives, Artorian past lives. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to your Earth higher self, right? All the information that it may contain from past lives usually pops up inside of this life too. Now you can still access different parts of your eternal spirit, like how I did and got the beetle form, even though it's not really that important inside my life right now. It still helps me to learn about beetle beings though, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get to that in a little bit. So long story short, right? Your different higher selves essentially come from your past lives. And your earth higher self is crafted from your 7D eternal spirit when it wants to manifest inside this lifetime. Therefore, it makes a timeline for this character, and it also puts different information from, like, your eternal spirit has an eternal amount of information. It's an eternal spirit. So it has to take certain parts of that spirit, and it has to take certain information to make this earth higher self. You know what I'm saying? And your past lives contain several information which may influence your life inside this life right now. Now, what is your highest self? You know what I'm saying? Your highest self is that 7D eternal spirit, which is a sum total of all your past, present, and future lifetimes. It's your highest self because on a 7D level, right? That is when you first became an individual. By the way, you don't, the way that life works, it's not like it's 1D, 2D, and 3D first. When life manifested, it started from 12D going down. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this because all of us have different like 7D, 8D forms, all that shit, because that shit came first before this one. Like, it's mad people who be like, oh yeah, bro, I know that I existed like in the fucking multiverse before the universe. Nigga, so did all of us. You're not that fucking special. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we all came from source. Like, you're not special for anything. You know what I'm saying? If you have a fucking 8D form, you're not special. So does everybody. Granted, you could be quote unquote special in the sense that you actually access that form and remember it inside this lifetime, but everybody has 8D forms, 9D forms, 10D forms, because that shit is what the fuck came first. I want to say that because I see motherfuckers who be saying shit like, oh yeah, bro, I know I used to exist inside the multiverse before the fucking universe. So did fucking everybody. That's not that fucking deep. The fuck are you talking about? Like, we all have a 7D eternal spirit. That part of ourselves literally lives inside the fucking metaverse beyond the multiverse. And if you don't understand how the fuck that works, nigga, this shit right here, this PowerPoint down here explains how the 12 planes manifest the omniverse in the different arc verses, which means that you'll see how like 7D through 5D is the metaverse, and also why 7D through 5D makes the metaverse. You'll also see how 5D through 3D makes the fucking multiverse, and 3 through 1 makes the fucking universe. I explained that shit inside this PowerPoint right the fuck here. So I literally explained how all the planes manifest in order to make the omniverse and the different arc verses within inside the omniverse. So I'm saying this because, nigga, all of us literally have past lives in the metaverse because that's where your fucking 7D eternal spirit even starts at, in the metaverse. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, that is your highest self because that is when you first become an individual. On the 8D level, that's the oversoul. You know what I'm saying? I already explained that inside this video about how you exist on 8D, and inside this video, I explain what it's like to even have that 8D awareness. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, right? On an 8D level, that's the oversoul. It's a group consciousness, right? You know what I'm saying? Like titans and overlords, these are group consciousness beings. They're not fucking individual consciousness beings. You see what I'm saying? So your 7D eternal spirit, that is when you become an individual. That is when you actually become a self. Because when you say self, that's about individuality. You see what I'm saying? That first starts on a 7D level. And that is also the highest version of your individuality, which exists inside of several timelines, past, present, and future. You see what I'm saying? When you actually access your highest self, you could download anything from your eternal spirit. You could download information from past lives, present lives, future lives, and bring it all inside this vessel. Now, some of that information will not be important. And the thing is, if you even hit 7D, you'll know what to download. Like people are gonna hear this shit like, oh, let me just download the fucking rich version of myself. Nigga, if your eternal spirit don't want you to fucking download that shit, you're not gonna fucking download that shit. Once you actually hit that fucking level, which by the way, most people not hitting 7D off the rip because most people haven't even hit 5D yet. You know what I'm saying? Facts. If they did, they wouldn't be so confused inside their life. They would understand life way the fuck more. Facts. So with all that being said, right? When you do hit 7D though, you can literally download any part of your spirit. This is how you get access to every single past life. Once you hit 5D, you start getting access to different past lives, but the ones that you access are the ones that relate to this lifetime right now. As you get higher and higher and higher, you clearly access any fucking past life and any present lives and any future lives, regardless of if it's super influential inside of this life. And the thing is, you'll know what past lives to access. This is why somebody like me can now, I clearly access any past life easy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually hit that 70 level. Not trying to fucking brag, nothing like that. I just been really doing this shit for a grip. Hence why I even know what the fuck it's like to even experience these different states of being. You know what I'm saying? From experience. I'm not just spitting knowledge. I'm not just saying words. This comes from experience. Here's how the fuck I know this is actually fucking true. You don't gotta believe this shit. But I don't really give a fuck if you do or don't. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck you believe don't really matter in the grand scheme of truth. You could believe that 8 plus 8 is 20 fucking 7. It's still 16. And if I experience that shit, I know that it's fucking true. I'm not trying to put my shit on to you. I'm just saying that I know that what the fuck I'm saying is true. You don't always gotta take it as truth at first, but at some point, if you evolve high enough, you'll see exactly what the fuck I mean, and you'll have that experience too. You'll have that wisdom as well. So this is all I'm speaking wisdom. I'm not just spitting knowledge and fucking words. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, right? So yeah, your highest self is your 70 eternal spirit, which you could download pretty much any information from, because you exist in an infinite amount of timelines right now. You know what I'm saying? You could pull from your rich past. You could pull from your rich present, because like a part of you is in a timeline right now, and you're rich as fuck. A part of you's in a timeline right now, you're broke as fuck. You're fucking homeless on the fucking street. You could pull from all those right the fuck now. You don't even have to really be 7D to even pull from that shit, because you can think about that shit on a 4D level. You could think about that because the multiverse is 3 through 5D, 4D being inside the middle. That's why through your thoughts, you can access the multiverse in different timelines. You see what I'm saying? Should I do this? Should I do that? What would it be like if I was here, X, Y, and Z? You could literally think about, if I was poor, what the fuck would it be like? They literally see that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even got to be fully 7D to access different. You don't even have to be 7D to access different timelines. You know what I'm saying? But you must be 7D to access every single past life, every single present life, and every single future life. I don't want to say that because just because right now you can access different timelines of yourself, that don't mean shit. That's a 4D level thing. You can do that through your thoughts. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, right? Here is the true importance of your higher self, different higher selves, and your higher self. So your earth higher self will literally guide you on what to do inside of your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mention how to get in tune with this shit. Like I said, that's the last part, how to get in tune with all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But your earth higher self, right, will literally guide you inside this life and what the fuck you should do. Motherfuckers always want to manifest some shit, but oftentimes they want to manifest things that contradict their fucking eternal spirit and their earth higher self. When you start meditating and getting in tune with that 5D version of yourself, you can literally ask yourself, what the fuck should I do? You can literally follow the plan for your life. You become a co-creator. You're not just trying to manifest what the ego wants. You're manifesting what your higher self tells you to do. And these manifestations will actually fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I'm gonna make a whole video about manifestation and how it's so distorted and how motherfuckers is getting finessed by manifestation right now. So look, I'm not gonna speak too much about this shit, but long story short, my nigga, your earth higher self will tell you what the fuck to do inside this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Even if you get, cause like the thing is, right, you could like when when you tap into your 70 eternal spirit, you'll never be fucking confused. Also, when you embody your earth higher self, you won't be confused either. However, during the process of embodying that, you probably will get confused. Should I do this? Should I do that? You could simply just ask your earth higher self. And at some point, you become one with your earth higher self. Like if you become 5D and root inside the 5D, because like the thing is, you can access 5D but not be rooted. I explained that inside this fucking video, because you were sent through octaves and perfect fourths. And when that happens, it's not like you just go to 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D. No, it's more like 4D, then 4 through 5, then 5, then 5 through 6, then 6, then 6 through 7. And I explain what all those are like inside this video right the fuck here. I explain every single level of the shits. Because even with that, right, nigga, there's still a fucking 1.1D, 1.2D, 1.3D. Like, for example, right, if you hit 5.7D, 5.7 would be you understanding your eternal spirit. But that does not mean that you're actually 7D fully. You're not 7D until you actually embody your whole entire eternal spirit. So you could understand the concept of your eternal spirit and understand how it communicates when you hit 5.7, right? But you're not fully embodying your eternal spirit till you hit 7D. You see what I'm saying? If you hit 4.7 is like contemplating thoughts from your eternal spirit. You could actually contemplate what it's like to be eternal spirit, but you don't fully understand it yet. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand it fully, that's 5.7. When you just think about that shit, that's 4.7. That's what most of y'all motherfuckers be doing. That, like, a lot of people think that I'm in tune with my highest self and when I'm in tune with my spirit. No, nigga. all you do is contemplate your shit. You contemplate your spirit sometimes, but you don't even fully understand it yet, and you definitely don't embody that shit. Because if you did, you would not be confused about shit inside your fucking life. So yeah, sometimes you could fucking contemplate your spirit and stuff like that on that 4.7 shit, but most people don't even understand what the fuck the eternal spirit even is on a 5D level. And it's like, even if you do understand it on a 5D level, you don't fully have access to it to actually ground inside 7D. You see what I'm saying? So long story short, right? To bring it back a bit more simple, as you evolve, right, you're gonna hit 4D through 5D, right? And that's like when you could like access your earth higher self, but you don't fully embody it yet. Once you root inside the 5D, you'll embody your earth. You're going to embody your earth higher self, and you will not be confused about your path inside of life whatsoever, because you're literally embodying that higher self. And then your different higher selves from past lives can teach you different lessons that relates to this life right the fuck here. You know what I'm saying? So here's what I mean, right? Let's say that inside your childhood, right, you went through bullying. That could actually be related to your Lyra and higher self. So your Lyra higher self may come through, then teach you about why you got bullied, how to handle it, how to overcome that shit, how to step back into your power. You see what I'm saying? You could have your avian higher self come through and teach you about seeing life from a higher perspective, because avians oftentimes see things from a higher perspective. So it's like you could have your different higher selves come through and teach you, and it's like as they do that, they'll help you learn lessons which apply to your life right the fuck now. Now understand this, the 6D, right? The 6D contains your timeline for this life, and it kind of contains the Akashic records of your soul and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why as you hit 5D going through 6D, you can access these different higher selves way the fuck more. Like being inside pure 5D and rooting inside the pure 5D, at that point, you're embodying your earth higher self, and you may still download certain past lives that are actually making up that earth higher self. But as you get like 5 through 6, you can access the Akashic records of several different past lives. You can access these different higher selves, which could guide you inside this life through different experiences that may relate to your life right now. Like for example, my beetle self, right? Even though my beetle self doesn't really have much of an influence inside this lifetime right now, it can still come through and teach me about genetics. You see what I'm saying? So granted, I'm not a fucking geneticist, right? At all. You know what I'm saying? But if I ever want to learn about DNA and stuff like that and genetics, I could always ask my beetle higher self. You see what I'm saying? Because my beetle higher self understands that shit very fucking well. Now, at first, if I'm into it with my earth higher self, I might not even care about that shit. But it's like, as I embody my earth higher self, I could now access different parts of myself, which may still be somewhat relevant. So, for example, since I make YouTube videos, right? If I had to make a video about fucking genetics and DNA, I can ask my beetle higher self for help. Granted, I'm not gonna always embody. I'm not going to always embody that part of myself, because I'm not always focused on fucking DNA and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But for one specific purpose, my Earth higher self could understand that. Okay, as a teacher on the Earth, I must teach about genetics at some point. So let me ask my beetle higher self, and it'll give me certain guidance. You see what I'm saying? So that's how your other higher selves, aside from your earth higher self, will help you inside this lifetime, because there will be certain situations where it's like, even though that past life is not super important for this lifetime, it may have a small piece of information which does help you inside this lifetime. You see what I'm saying? So your other higher selves could guide you in various different ways also. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's not always about this lifetime fully. Now, when it comes to your highest self, your 7D eternal spirit, right? Your highest self is what makes this timeline by becoming a 6D architectural spirit. This is what manifests your life truly. So if you become into it, your 7D eternal spirit, you can actually manifest properly. But that does not fucking mean that I'ma just hit 7D and become fucking rich. Because once you hit 7D, you'll understand if you're meant to be rich or not be rich. You know what I'm saying? And you'll also make that timeline for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it's like your highest self is so important because that's what actually makes your reality. Not your fucking thoughts. Y'all motherfuckers been having the same thoughts for fucking years and get no fucking results because your eternal spirit wants something else for you. See what I'm saying? You could think about all this shit all you fucking want. If it's not meant for your timeline, it's not gonna fucking happen. Unless you disconnect from your eternal spirit, start working with unless you disconnect from your eternal spirit and then you start working with lower vibrational beings. Like for example, some motherfuckers manifest because they have demons helping them, whether they fucking know that shit or not. Even if it's not always demons, it could still be lower vibrational beings that are helping them, and they don't even peep that shit because they're not in tune with their eternal spirit. So you definitely can disconnect from your eternal spirit and be super spiritually dead and think you're just manifesting all this crazy shit. The whole entire time you're getting help from other beings that are actually kind of feeding off you and stuff like that. For example, let's say you want to be rich, right? But inside this timeline, currently you're not meant to be fucking rich. You could be rich later when your eternal spirit deems that for yourself. But right now, you might not be meant to do that shit. You see what I'm saying? And it's like if you disconnect from your eternal spirit, you can actually have other beings help you to become rich. But oftentimes, these beings are feeding off your ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you fucking have all the fucking money, they start doing a whole bunch of ego bullshit. You think, oh my god, it's so fucking fun, but all that emotion that you feel of all this fucking fun shit is being fed off of by these different spiritual parasites that are fucking using you as a fucking food source and are finessing the fuck out of you. And that's why at some point you can literally get all your manifestations that fucking feel empty inside because it's not coming from your fucking spirit. So people who are actually kind of in tune, people who are on the authentic spiritual path, you may notice that you try to fucking think all these fucking thoughts and see all these fucking realities and program yourself, but you get no fucking results. That's because your spirit is stopping that shit. If you got into with your fucking spirit, even if you just got into with your earth higher self, you would know what the fuck to actually do and actually make some real change inside your fucking life. You see what I'm saying? And now for the last part of the video, right? Hold up. Hold the fuck up. How do you actually get in tune with your higher self? Or my fault. How do you get in tune with your earth higher self, your different higher selves, and your overall highest self? So, meditation is how you do it. But let me actually explain this shit, right? Because I actually I have two videos about meditation. I'll pull it up right now. Hold the fuck up. Low key, bro, I found other video. I forgot about these videos right here. You know what I'm saying? These oldies. But no, I meant these two right here. I explain what that shit actually fucking is inside this video, and I also give a step-by-step guide about how to actually meditate properly, right? Because meditation, right? When meditation, like when motherfuckers visualize and stuff like that, that's called visualization. Niggas will think that's meditation. Technically, it's truly just visualization. If you want to call it meditation, you can. But true meditation, right, is literally about getting in tune with your soul, right? You never heard the thing about becoming the observer? Nigga, your soul is the observer. Your soul is an individualized focal point of awareness. Now, this individualized focal point of awareness is a small piece of your eternal spirit. Your eternal spirit, right, is an eternal energy that split itself off, and birth for confirmation, it made this one individualized focal point to focus and observe this life right here. But like I said, you also exist inside of fucking different lifetimes currently right the fuck now. Those have different focal points of awareness. Those have different souls to them, right? So your soul is the observer. It's a small piece of your eternal spirit, which is used to focus in on this reality and observe it. You see what I'm saying? Now understand this. When you observe the observer, you become conscious. You become aware of your own awareness. So it's like right now, right? I'm looking straight. I'm just observing life, right? Now I could see myself. Right now I'm looking at the camera and I can literally see myself on the screen. This is like meditation. I can now see myself as if I'm looking inside of a fucking mirror. Now I could say, oh nigga, I have fucking red hair. I have a big fucking nose. Y'all may think it's small. I don't know. I have a big nose. I have a fucking mustache. I have a fucking beard, right? When you're just observing life like this is regular life. You're just observing, right? Right? When you meditate, you look inside the mirror, you can actually fucking see yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is how you start to get in tune with your earth higher self. The first step is your earth higher self, which then breaks off into different past lives, which then breaks off into your eternal spirit. Because what happens is, right, if I'm just looking out here, I cannot see my own awareness. I cannot see what the fuck makes up my soul. If I look in the mirror, I could now see my fucking body. I could see how the fuck I'm built. You could now see how your soul is made the fuck up when you meditate and observe your own awareness. When you observe the observer, you're literally observing your own soul. You can now see the information of your soul. You can now see your earth higher self. So when you first start doing it, right, you'll be inside that 4D through 5D range where now you can still access the 5D, but you're still basing it off of the thoughts that you get. And you don't fully understand shit yet. But it's still good because now you can literally ask yourself questions. You literally observe your own awareness. You're observing your soul. Now you can literally ask your soul, yo, bro, what the fuck should I do? And you'll get answers from your earth higher self. You'll get answers from your soul. Because when your soul is first made, it contains all the information for this lifetime. It contains the fucking timeline. It contains all the information. It contains all the guidance that you need for this lifetime. So once you fucking look in the fucking mirror and you meditate and observe your own awareness, you can now ask yourself, yo, bro, what the fuck should I do? Now, the more and more you observe your own awareness, you start to embody it. You know what I'm saying? The more and more I see myself, the more I know what the fuck I look like, the more I fucking know who the fuck I am. You see what I'm saying? If I'm like this the whole entire time, bro, it's like, what the fuck do I look like? What the fuck do I look like? And then when you first start meditating, right? It's kind of like this. You look for a little bit, stop looking. Look for a little bit, stop looking. I look over, I got a mustache. What else do I have? Oh, I got a nose. What else do I have? Oh, I got a beard. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all, at first it's gonna be like, you meditate. What should I do? Do this. Okay, you do that shit. Cool. What should I do now? Meditate again. Look back in the mirror. What should I do now? Do this. Okay, cool. At some point, you observe yourself so fucking much that now you just kind of know. I got these eyebrows, I got these dreads, I got this fucking beard, my fucking hair is red and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got a fucking long ass tongue. I could lick my nose. I got a long tongue. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Plus my face is kind of small, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Either way, my point is the fact that the more you observe your own awareness, the more you meditate, you embody your earth higher self naturally because you understand what the fuck your soul even is, right? And then this is when you also get access to more past lives because you keep on observing yourself and you see like, oh, there's this lifetime, oh, there's that lifetime, and these different higher selves can talk to you and guide you inside your life. And the more you keep on observing it, you get in tune with your eternal spirit because this soul, this observer, is a small sliver of your eternal spirit. So as you observe this small sliver, you could also observe what the fuck is connected to, which is the eternal spirit. So it's like when you observe your soul, you observe a small piece of energy which is linked to a bigger energy. Once you understand the smaller shit, you can now start to see the bigger shit. Like as you go up, as you go up and observe more of your own energy, right? Like you kind of expand beyond this one focal point, this one individual piece of energy. You start to like observe the different higher selves, the different past lives. You observe all these parts of yourself till you hit the full eternal 7D spirit. And now you can literally access any part of yourself whenever is needed. And once again, it won't be from the ego. You'll literally know when to channel certain parts of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's it for this video. I love you all. I'm catching my next video. Definitely, I recommend going to Patreon and really watching these, bro. You know what I'm saying? This will help you understand this will help you understand reality, how it's structured, how the fuck it's made, how you exist on different parts of reality, how you was sent through reality and stuff like that. All this shit is fire as fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? So it's like I recommend this shit right here. I have different readings down below. Look at my spiritual readings and stuff like that. That can help you a lot. And yeah, I love you all. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Peace out.